Family Worship Center met for the first time on Sunday, November 20th, 2011. And we met in a small rented church building located on the northwest side of Mattoon. Now this building, it was small and it only had seating for 100 people, and we were sure that we had enough room. And the church actually was started in 6 days. And so when we met there on that Sunday morning with 100 seats, we thought we had a lot of room to grow. But as service started at 10 o'clock there on November 20th, 2011, 97 people filled up the chairs in that little bitty room, and it was close. It was like a can of sardines in there. And 15 minutes into the service, 3 more people came in, filling up our small sanctuary to 100, to the full capacity. And at that moment, as I was standing up there leading worship, I knew that this was what God wanted us to do, and this was the season for a new church in our community in Mattoon. We met at various buildings and locations in the start of our church. From the 100-seat sanctuary, we went to, of course, the Days Inn. We went to a barn. We met at another church down the road, and then ended up at Lakeland College right before we moved here to our new building on Lerner Road. And what we found is that the church is not necessarily a building. The building can be gone tomorrow, but the church is the people. The church is represented by souls and a unique body that pull together to make a ministry.
Here at Family Worship Center is what we refer to as our core values. One of those being relationships, one of them being restoration, and one of them being reaching out. Relationships are really huge here at Family Worship Center. In fact, it's part of our mission. We believe that God sent Jesus so that we could have a relationship with God first and foremost. And then also relationships with each other as brothers and sisters in Christ. And then our relationship with people that need to know Jesus around them. When that begins, we can then begin to understand what it means to be restored. A relationship that wasn't stained by sin. And then sin entered the world, and that changed everything. And so Jesus came to restore us back to where we now have power and authority to overcome our sinful nature and to become more and more like Jesus and less like our old selves that were dominated by our sin. We then begin to reach out to other people that also need the same thing. And so those are our core values: relationships, restoration, and reaching out. And most everything we do here, most everything we talk about here is centered on those 3 core values.
Brad is just incredibly gifted with the ability to sing and share his music with us, which is a huge blessing. Jeremy's an incredible pastor, and he is a teaching pastor, and is incredibly intelligent about the Bible, and has just been blessed with a number of gifts and talents. And then I'm more of an evangelist. I like to get people fired up and understand that what God can do in their lives, motivate people to dive into the Word of God, to learn more every single day. So we are all 3 very different, and I think that's one of the things that God has brought us together to do, is to grow His kingdom in that way. There's never a dull moment around here. We're definitely led by the Spirit in everything that we do. There's days that we come and we don't preach a sermon. We have altar calls and sing. And when the Spirit's moving, we allow that to happen. That's exactly what we want, what we're driven by. So we are very different in regards to the 3 of us, which is just a huge blessing, because I think it's we benefit each other's, complement each other's different gifts and abilities. So we are different here, and we just love Family Worship Center.
Our mission statement is to lead people from all backgrounds of life into a relationship with Christ and others. When we began the ministry, we wanted to take people from religion, to take people from past hurts, past confusion, into a relationship with Jesus Christ and others. And so that is our mission here at Family Worship Center, is to create relationships.